This is a little bit like a train wreck I can't look away from. Why? Why? Who even thinks that as they're kissing someone? I have no idea. Is this even about a pilot or am I just hallucinating? Do you remember when I said I was going to sleep? I bloody lied. It's also third person, which doesn't help. Oh, it's not third person. Hello, lovely bookworms. I'm Esmay from Paradise of Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to a special reading vlog because today we are going to be reading my first ever Colleen Hoover book. I got this idea a little bit ago when I got into romance, because contemporary romance books, there's a couple of authors that are quite famous, and one of them is Colleen Hoover. I have never ever read a Colleen Hoover book before, and one of the books that stood out to me most was none other than, I mean, you've already seen it in the title, Ugly Love. And this is, at least I haven't started it yet, but this is about a woman who meets a pilot, I think, and they start this romance. Other than that, I know absolutely nothing. I have seen quite a few videos on TikTok where they are basically trying to have you read a book because of their aesthetics, and I'm seeing a lot of, basically just a lot of all over the world pictures, pilot pictures, flying pictures. I'm not sure. So I thought I would firstly basically read you the back. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read you the back of this. So what this says is, it's not exactly love at first sight for Tate Collins when she meets the tormented and secretive Miles Archer. They wouldn't even go so far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is a mutual physical attraction that can't be denied. Once their desires are out in the open, they realize they might have stumbled on the perfect no-strings arrangement. He isn't looking for love and she doesn't have time for it, so that leaves just the sex. What they've got could be surprisingly satisfying as long as Tate can stick to the two rules Miles has for her. Never ask about the past, don't expect a future. They think they can handle it, but everything is different when real emotions start to change the equation. Hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. Alright, I don't know how the pilot one came in. I have no idea. Is this even about a pilot or am I just hallucinating? Anyway, that's that one. I'm gonna start reading it today, and I will have spoilers in this vlog. I will have general thoughts and feelings probably in my weekly reading vlog, depending on when I finish it, whether that's this week or next week. But this will be just this book, just whatever that is. And I will have spoilers, so if you haven't read this book yet, I would say wait with watching this video until you actually have. So yeah, let's just dive right into this. I still need to recover from another lover. Would you be here for me? Never met your parents, not even your mother, but let's see where this leads. What should we do tonight? What if this breaks you? Hello, tiny eyes. But I'm currently, as you probably know, reading Ugly Love, and I am on chapter 8. I'm like 60-ish pages in, not that far, and I have thoughts. Thought 1, I'm not the biggest fan of the writing style. And like, for example, our main character Tate keeps on saying things like, I don't like that he's not interested in me, and I am disappointed that this, and I am, it's kind of off-putting. Also, we get these chapters of Miles's past, like 6 years before the point that we're at, that is basically about him and Rachel being his, I'm guessing, stepsister or soon-to-be stepsister, because his father basically had a relationship with Lisa, who is Rachel's mother for over a year, so that's probably before Miles's mother passed away, so he hates his dad now. And I hate these flashbacks. I hate the way they're written as well. Like, I don't know if I can show you, but they're in the middle of the damn page. Like, they're centered and they're very fragmented, as if they're, what is it, like for example, I can't, silence, 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 loud, deafening, silence. I want to cover my ears with my hands. I want to cover my heart with armor. I don't even know you, Rachel. I should leave, I say. She tells me okay. I can't, I whisper. It's almost as if it's like prose, and I really, really don't like it. Also, this one sentence. Maybe if I taste her enough, I'll get tired of tasting her. She doesn't wait for me to reach her, she meets me halfway, blah blah blah. Oh, here it is. My skin feels better with her touching it. My hair feels better with her hands on it, in it. My mouth feels better with her tongue inside of it. Who even thinks that as they're kissing someone? My mouth feels better with her tongue inside of it. I wish we could breathe like this. Live like this. I'm sorry, but you've known this girl for all of 2 minutes, it feels like, and your life would be better with her like this. Her back is against the refrigerator. My hands are beside her head. I pull away and I look at her. I want to ask you a million questions. Teenagers don't say this stuff. Like, I don't bloody care. That's the entire point. Like, it... Also, Tate, why are you obsessed with a guy that you found passed out on the doorstep of your new apartment that is your brother's? So I'm gonna quit this now. I don't know what time it is. I'll read some more tomorrow, but so far not a promising start. I'm not sure this is the type of writing style I like. So we basically only get flashbacks in Miles's point of view. Also, I hope that we're getting a little bit more backstory, because I'm now nearly 70 pages in. The only thing I know about these characters is that Miles is a pilot, Corbin is a pilot. Apparently everyone in this is a pilot, apart from Tate, who is a nurse. I was right about the pilot thing. There are definitely pilots in here. Will I finish it? The big question. Oh gosh. Am I gonna be one of those who doesn't like Colleen Hoover? I'm gonna go to bed now, and I will update you once I have read a little bit more of it. Do you remember when I said I was going to sleep? I bloody lied. I am now on page 17, about halfway through. You would think that I'm continuing this because I like it. This is a little bit like a train wreck I can't look away from. It's like a roller coaster bound to crash, and I can't look away. I don't know if that makes me... I really don't like the writing style. No, let me phrase that differently. I really hate the writing style. It's way too clear-cut for me. This is not it. This is just not it. And I think I'll probably push my way through. Probably for the sake of this video, also the fact that it's really quick. But, like, this woman and this man, they keep telling each other, like, we won't have feelings. And then he literally tells her that what they just did is the best thing they've ever had. And also the entire thing with the orange juice. Ugh, orange juice is my favorite. I hope you taste like orange juice. But who even says that? You're what? I think they're about both like 23, 24, 20 something along those lines, like the beginning of their 20s, and they act as if they're kids going ham. Kids having sex. Like it's as if they're kids playing family. And it drives me nuts. I know nothing about these characters. I know that Miles is a pilot. I know that Tate is a nurse, currently on her master's degree. I know her favorite color is navy. And I know that they're both gonna end up together. Like, it's inevitable. Also the fact that it's immediately, like, the conversation they had over Thanksgiving at her parents' place. Wait, let me see if I can find it. I have no thoughts left. Brain is liquid, hard as butter. Like, nobody thinks that. Also the entire conversation of Miles is gay because he doesn't have a girl and he never talks about girls. Just because you don't talk about the opposite sex and just because you're not active romantically doesn't mean you're gay. Or it's safe to assume that you are. That's just toxic male. Also, like, they're sort of starting this entire thing and her dad walks in, like, oh well, you're definitely not gay, someone says from behind us. Oh my god, dad, shit, Miles pulling away, me jumping up the bar, dead, walking past us. It's just way too clear cut. It's almost as if I'm missing vowels and I'm missing lots of words. I'm missing so many words. And her dad just basically going, go to bed, Tate. And I'm happy, Miles, that you slept in your own room. Like, what are they, 12? I have feelings, and none of them are good. Also, the fact that she keeps on talking about this magical V that she can now stare at, that is on his body. No. The entire toxic masculinity trait. Also, the first time that they basically decide, like, oh, we have this contract, no strings attached, friends with benefits kind of thing. And he doesn't even ask her, like, is it painful? How long has it been for you? No, that is, and the entire conversation, because he's basically like, oh, I'm leaving in a couple of hours. And he's like, yeah, we don't have to do anything, you know, we don't, you know, consent, we don't have to rush into things. And she basically goes, yeah, but I don't want you to have to wait that long, because you've already been waiting for 6 years after this Rachel chick or whatever. No, girly, no. If you're, I mean, I'm guessing she fell up to it, otherwise, I mean, she definitely actively went through with it, but no, girly. If you're not into it, it doesn't matter where this guy is going, even if he's going away for half a year. No, girly. That's not, no. Consent is a thing. First, I need sleep because I'm infuriated. This is not for me. This is not for me. I can feel that. This is steering towards a 2-star. Infuriating. I will have a little bit more composed thoughts tomorrow. For now, I hope you're enjoying me ranting, because this is why I don't like contemporary romance. It's why I don't like it. I will see you tomorrow. For real now. I'm putting away this book. I'm done for the day. Done. Good morning. So it is currently, I have no idea what time it is, but we actually went to summertime just now. I'm currently on page 189, chapter 21. I read quite a bit this morning still when I woke up. I don't like it. So basically, in the flashbacks, we have now figured out that Rachel is pregnant. I think I said last time that she was late. That is a dead giveaway for becoming pregnant. So I'm gonna take a wild guess. Real wild. Real wild. And say that Rachel will probably have a kid with Miles. Miles being the Miles that he is, at least from what I've seen in the book. You will of course take his fatherly duties very seriously. I'm guessing his father and nearly stepmother Lisa, who is Rachel's mother, will freak out when they figure out, because they don't even know that they, you know, are in a relationship together. And once they do, the freaky things will probably get better before they get worse, because I have the feeling that our little baby won't survive. And that is definitely, like, are there trigger warnings at the beginning of this book? No. I mean, it might be, maybe there's a trigger warning in the back. No, the only thing that's in the back is that there's a song for this book. I'm sorry, but if you don't want to put trigger warnings of, I'm not sure if the kid is going to die, of course, but if they are, because I have a feeling that's where we're going, considering Miles is so scared of actually falling in love again. Put some trigger warnings in the book. If it's not in the front, put it in the back for those who want to know. Because that's a huge trigger for a lot of people. Like, I'm pretty sure it would be a trigger for me. But that's what we are at in sort of the flashbacks. Then when we look at present time, Tate is just this poor girl. I get that Miles is honest with her in saying that he will never be able to love someone and he'll never be able to love her the way that she deserves and all of that, yada 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 yada. But treating someone like that is just not okay. Overall, the writing style is just way too fragmented for me. Like, for example, like in this one, she tells me I'm crazy. You love that about me, Rachel. Like, the writing style is way too fragmented. It's something that Tate also continuously does. Like, I like the fact that he does this, and I think I like this, and this bickering is so unnecessary. Also, can I just say, because Ian is Miles' best friend, right? They've been best friends for years. Ian was there by the time that he knew and met Rachel. So I'm guessing Ian knows what happened to Miles. He could at least talk to his best friend. Talk to him. Because I feel like Miles is probably a ghost of who he used to be. Which is just complete mental. Like, why? Why? Anyway, I'm gonna finish the remainder part of this and then probably get back to you. I am not a fan of this book. I am not sure. For me, I feel like this will be like 2 to 3 stars because it's not necessarily a bad book. It's just not, the writing style is not for me. It's sick. It's also third person, which doesn't help. Oh, it's not third person. It's so fragmented I didn't even mention that it's first person. It is first person. Well, that doesn't help its case at all. It doesn't. I'm gonna take a guess for the ending of the book. So we're gonna figure out through these flashbacks that Miles had a kid with Rachel. Rachel couldn't handle when the baby died, so she moved away, I'm guessing, and Miles has been with this pain for 6, 7-ish years, I suppose. How long it's been. Oh, let me guess, the first night that they met and he was like, so, because he doesn't drink, right? I have the feeling that's because there was some kind of anniversary of their kid's birthday or something, or death maybe. Anyway, that's what I think. And then probably it'll get resolved and Tate will, you know, get with Miles. Something along those lines. At least that's what I think is gonna happen. We'll see. Quite honestly, I don't give anything about the main characters. I really don't. I really don't. I don't care about Miles. I don't care about Tate. The other protagonists that are in here, like we see Tate's and Corbin's mom and dad for like a little sliver. Other than that, not mentioned. Corbin has no personality apart from the fact that he apparently just likes a lot of girls and is away all the time. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. I will continue this, finish it, and then I will be back with my final verdict on Ugly Love.
Walk into the place, dispatch you from a ways. My heart, it started racing. The crowd across the way, the flowers on your face, and then from the 80s. Someone keeps blocking my way. I can't feel farther away. Wait on a moment to say that I want you. You know that I want you. Across the
is actually a couple of hours later and I have finished Ugly Love. I think I finished this really quickly. I finished it in a couple of hours. So I read a bit, like half of it yesterday night and then half of it this morning. And I don't have a very positive final verdict, but I have my reasoning. So first and foremost, let's start by saying that I was correct. So when we went back to the flashbacks from Miles and Rachel, we figure out that on the way back from the hospital after Clayton, which is the name of their son, was born, they actually got off-road some way and they were drowning and Clayton actually drowned. And I think that was the only part of the story where my heart was literally right here, because I think this book needs severe trigger warnings. I think the lack of a trigger warning when it comes to child loss is absolutely, like, it's a shame. Because if you say you were to read this because you think, oh, I mean, Colleen Hoover, from what I know, is known for her painful stories, but I think considering these are painful stories, it is good to mention some type of trigger warnings, even if you put them in the back so that people can check. You don't have to read trigger warnings, but put them in the book, please. I think that were you a young mother or a mother who has just lost their child, this book would be absolutely brutal for you. And it was already brutal for me in that sense, because I could feel the foreboding and I could feel it coming. And I did, because of that, really understand Miles's character. Do I condone the way that he treated Tate? Absolutely not, because during one scene, like, she gave him so many chances, for one, and two, during one of the sort of final spicy scenes, he literally calls her Rachel instead of Tate. And I think that he really, really hurts Tate because of his stoic demeanor, and I get it, because he's scared and he didn't want to get that pain again of becoming a father and losing a child, and I get that. But how is it that in 6 years you only figure out that you're allowed to be happy once you see that your then sort of ex-partner and the mother of your child is happy too and has become a mother again? It doesn't make any sense, and I feel like Tate definitely deserved better than that. She was such a she was so naive, and I stand by the fact that I feel like these two were supposed to be, I think, 24 and 23, something along those lines, but they acted a lot younger. And maybe that's just the fragmented way of writing, because, for example, there was during one of the fights, I remember it saying Tate still misses Miles, and I just either choose third person or choose first person. Don't sort of mix it with these weird capitalizations. Like, she really, not capitalizations, italicized. She really, Colleen Hoover really likes italicizing words that, in my opinion, are unnecessary. The flashbacks are also way too flowery for something as heavy as the flashbacks are portraying. I didn't like the flashbacks either. Not at all. I think that there was a lack of world and character building in general. The only one who seemed to really have changed was Miles, because he went through basically just grief and he was growing from it, but Tate didn't change at all. I think the ending is also quite rushed, but the book is also entirely too long. If they would have properly talked to each other and Miles had actually taken the time to go into therapy, you wouldn't have had to struggle through life for 6 years, 6.5. I was also right in, speaking of 6 years, also right in the fact that when Tate found Miles, that was I think his son would have been 6, would have turned 6. So I can understand where that came from, but that was also, I feel like it was also a very predictable book, and it's like a crash that you can see in front of your eyes but you can't look away. And I actually put it through ColdPile and it's sitting at a 2.5, but I'm rounding it down to 2 stars because I definitely didn't enjoy reading it. I think that's mostly due to the writing style. If this story would have been written a different way, and if especially the flashbacks would have been done differently, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. something I also really didn't enjoy, like these are the regular chapters, so they're regularly written, and then when you go to the flashbacks, they're all centered. I don't know if you can see that, but they're all centered, and I really didn't enjoy that either. I do really love poetic books, but this was too poetic for what this book was trying to tell you. So the stress and the trauma that is in this book, I think, doesn't pair well with the writing style at all. And I'm curious, because does Colleen Hoover write all of her books this way? Because if she does, this is definitely not an author that's for me at all. I enjoy the cover, I can say that, but the cover itself already gives you a lot. What else do I have to say about this? I just didn't really care. I think the characters were quite flat. I didn't feel anything. The only thing I felt was anger towards Miles, even though I knew what was happening. But I know it isn't something that was his fault, and I also know that he couldn't treat Tate any differently. But I think that he could have actively sought out the help that he clearly needed, because losing a child is, I think, the worst thing that can ever happen to anyone, whether you're 18 when you become a parent or later in life. It doesn't matter. Losing a child is the worst thing, and I can really feel that pain. But I feel for Miles in the fact that I think he needed help, and I don't get how both Ian, who's his best friend, his father, who apparently isn't even in his life, because I have no idea what happened to his dad. I think the guy that does the elevator, who also knew Miles for a long time, how is there no one that told Miles that he needed help? Ian only then goes to talk to Miles how when Tate left, he's like, yeah, but you're feeling a little bit more normal, because he asks him the question, if you can erase everything from your mind, would you? And for 6 years, Miles would have 100% said, yes, I want to erase everything, all the good memories, the bad, everything. But then when Tate comes along, this yes turns into a maybe, I'm not sure. And that's when Ian talks to him, and he basically tells him, go after Tate, because imagine if a few months can make you feel this good, imagine what a lifetime could do. And I don't understand how your best friend, since sort of kindergarten, I think they were 11, which is mentioned at some point, doesn't tell you, like, hey bud, you need help, and I'm gonna help you get there, because this is no way of living. I don't get it. I really don't get it. How is there no one there helping Miles? You're just a shitty friend if you don't do anything about that, and I really don't get it. Maybe it's also sort of the point of the story is to the fact that you can only rely on yourself. I'm not sure. This was just not for me. At least it was a quick read, but it was definitely an experience, and I don't think I will be picking up any of Colleen Hoover's other books anytime soon, because this is not my type of writing style, and this is not the type of book that I personally enjoy reading. Also, I don't personally enjoy hurting myself, so if I want to read any more of Colleen Hoover's books, maybe not a good plan. So yeah, that is actually the end of this vlog of me reading Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I feel like it was a roller coaster from start to finish, but we got through the roller coaster. I am quite sad about it, because I expected to love it, and I expected to be a lot more enthusiastic than I am, but here we are. I'm not, which is okay too, and I hope I haven't crushed on any of your dreams. If this is your favorite book, I can understand why people are into Colleen Hoover's writing, but this is just not something that is for me personally. So that is everything I have to say about the book, I think. I hope you've nonetheless enjoyed me talking about this book and sort of rambling on about my feelings, my thoughts, all of it. And I hope that you all have an amazing day. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please subscribe to our channel and press that little bell icon so you get post notifications every single time that we post. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!